Hello, and welcome to another edition of Wolverine Chat. I am your host today. I'm taking over the show because Tim is out, Nate's in, so yeah, that's where it is right now. So today we are going to go over some of the defensive players that I have some high expectations for this year. As you know, Tim did a offensive video a couple weeks ago. I'm doing a defensive one today. So that's where we are right now. So yeah, let's get it started. My biggest one that I have the highest expectations for is Mike Sainristil. Obviously, he had that phenomenal play in the end zone against Ohio State at the last second, knocked it down. Stole that touchdown away from them. So yeah, I'm excited to see him in his second year on the defensive side. He can fully focus on the defense because I know the transition was kind of last second when he did transition over to defense. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. I think he's going to do phenomenal things just like he did last year, but even better this year. Yeah, I just feel like our defense this year is solid. We lost a few players, obviously, to the draft and to transfers. I mean, we lost Iabioki. He was great for us. We lost quite a few players. So I'm excited to see how the defense is gonna play out. Especially since this is going to be their third year now in this defensive formation that they run. Jesse Minter did great last year on the defensive side. He had a few hiccups here and there throughout the season, especially against like Purdue. He wasn't adjusting well when they were just throwing it down their throats in the middle of the field. They were just playing really soft zone, and they got cooked quite a few times, actually. So I'm hoping that, when things are not working, it's like the offense. Thankfully, we only have one offensive coordinator this year, but we'll talk about that at another time. But yeah, Jesse Minter, he just needs to focus on when the defensive game plan isn't working. Don't be afraid to switch things up, because that is how college football is. I mean, football in general. You have to adjust on the fly. And he did really well, I thought, adjusting the defense last year in especially tight situations. I mean, you had the Illinois game where our defense came up huge on a couple plays, and then the offense came down and whatnot. But I feel like defense wins games, and I mean, everybody knows that defense wins games. And the defense that we had last year wasn't as good as I'd like it to be. We did give up way too many, like against the game against Maryland. That last second touchdown, it shouldn't have been a thing. So it made the scoreboard look a little different. But I mean, other than that, I felt like Jesse Minter did a phenomenal job keeping that defensive game plan, adding in his own stuff and whatnot. And I mean, Michigan is the team to beat in the Big Ten now, especially considering the fact that there are no divisions anymore, which is going to be really exciting because now that there's no divisions, it's the two top teams with the best record in the Big Ten that are going face-to-face in the Big Ten Championship. So I'm very excited about that because, I mean, who knows? I mean, yeah, we might get 2 of the games in one season, and it's something that I'm very excited about. But I feel like now that USC and whatnot is coming into the Big Ten next year, not this upcoming season, I don't believe, but the following season, the 2024-25 season, I believe, is when those teams start transitioning into the Big Ten. And with those big teams coming in, the Big Ten is going to look completely different. And USC and some of those teams are no teams to like snuff at, because a lot of those teams are heavy hitters in the passing game. I mean, the Pac-12 is literally a passing conference, I feel like, because I mean, you got Caleb Williams. I mean, you have a lot of big arm talent in the Pac-12. That's going to be transitioning over to the Big Ten, and yeah, I'm just hoping for a successful season this year. I have high expectations for Michigan all the way around, offensively, defensively, special teams. I have high expectations for Jim Harbaugh. I'm expecting him to. I feel like a conference championship isn't enough anymore, especially back-to-back, and especially the way we lost against TCU last year. I felt like it wasn't. We should have had that game, no doubt. The refs gypped us on that, but we're past it. Now all we can do is move forward. I have high expectations for JJ especially. But I just want to be able to see more turnovers on the defensive end, especially considering the fact that we really didn't get a lot of interceptions and whatnot last year, which is kind of crazy because we had several opportunities where it was in their hands and they would just drop it because they got too excited. They would look down the field before they even caught the ball. And that's something that I expect Michigan's defense to clean up in the offseason is the turnover situation, because we could have dominated games if they would have caught those balls or gotten the fumbles or whatever it might have been. So I'm expecting them to clean that up on the defensive side. But other than that, I mean, this is just a really quick video. But I just wanted to kind of throw my thoughts on there and my expectations of this season. A Big Ten championship, like I said, is not enough, nowhere near enough. And also I'm expecting Michigan to win a playoff game, at least make it to the national championship, because it's back-to-back seasons where they've gotten dogged. I mean, yes, we came back, but it wasn't enough in the end. I mean, yeah, you had those 2 turnovers that JJ had, and then there was several key plays that came into that, and I blame Harbaugh for that. And also, I just feel like a national championship. It's either national championship or bust this season. For me, because you are now the team in the Big Ten to beat, and you are a top 3 team the last 2 seasons, and for you to go 24-3 in the last 2 seasons is awesome. That's amazing, but it doesn't help when you get blown out in a playoff game, or you beat Michigan State and Ohio State in the same year. You won the Big Ten championship. That's awesome. But you also got trounced in the first round of the playoff again for the second straight year. And if Michigan just makes it to the national championship, win or lose, I do not care, because I expect them to be there every year. From here on out, especially the way that Harbaugh has, he has like heightened this program in the last 2 years since the COVID season. And I mean, players are wanting to come here from all over the world, and that's amazing. And so I feel like Michigan is one of the top teams in the country, and they need to prove that by just being able to get out of the first round of the playoff. Whether you win the national championship or not, that's the ultimate goal, yes. Whether you win it or not, you just have to make it, at least, I feel like. And so I feel like this year it's national championship or bust, because obviously we all know no matter the outcome, Donovan Edwards and JJ are probably going to be going. So I feel like it's their year. Is the national championship is theirs to lose at this point in time. So yeah, but that is what this video is gonna. Yeah. So I'm gonna sign off. It was lovely speaking to all of you. This is the first time I've done this, so just get Nate. But yeah, so go blue, and we'll see you soon.